Right. I'm just putting it out there. And you know who I'm talking to because you know I'm talking to you, really. So, anyway, I'm putting it out there. So, we've got Quantum Menace 1, The Fourth Son. There's going to be the action movie like Rambo and Commando and all that, right? And Predator and stuff. Quantum Menace 2, The Battle of Two Worlds, is going to be the superhero. That's where he's mastered his superhero gifts and he stepped into his superhero-ness and he's like the anti-hero and, he's like begrudgingly helping people and saving the world and blah. Like, has an attitude problem, kind of like Deadpool and um, like Batman, Lego Batman, a bit sarcastic, a bit sort of rebellious in that, but at the same time, honor bound, duty bound, knows that it's for a greater cause, bigger than himself, so he just does it, sort of thing. Nothing changes with the Quantum Menace other than the fact he's now a guy and not a girl and or a single mum. So then Quantum Menace 3 starts with the end of Quantum Menace 2. Quantum Menace 3 is the conception of Heracles, where part 3 goes backwards in time to the conception of Heracles and how he goes back to stop the conception of Heracles, because basically like Heracles was born to be Lucifer, like he was born like Rosemary's Baby. So part 3 is going to be like because I needed to come up with a horror movie that was all based around devil worship and the dark arts and the occult and all that sort of thing. So because of who it's based on in real life and that sort of thing, there's going to be this thing where he was conceived as a baby to be a worshipper of Baal, who in turn is a servant to Molech. Molech being like their old. Molech is technically who people think Satan is, but they're two completely different things. So Quantum Menace 3 is going to be my occult horror movie sort of, Omen, The Shining, all that sort of um, the spooky stuff, Poltergeist, and all those sort of ones. Because we needed to do like a supernatural one, or one that was based around the occult and devil worshipping and that sort of thing. So I'm going to make 3 about that because when they go back in time, you're going to find out the conception of Heracles is basically where he was conceived, where it was planned that if this child was a boy, he would be like the representative of Lucifer on earth. So think of Rosemary's Baby, but a boy, right? So that's what part 3 is going to be about. But then it also ties into um, this other movie I was thinking. And it's basically based on somebody that Benjamin meets in Quantum Menace 1, and it's based on what happens after they meet, and basically he's like a priest. He's like a Christian Orthodox priest, but he is a bit more like on the dark side. Well, not on the dark side, like he's a bit more he deals with the dark side. He deals with kind of like the occult stuff, but he knows more than he's letting on. He's uncovering things. And so obviously when Benjamin comes to him with this whole thing and they get together and then this thing gets unlocked and then he goes off to have his own movie as well. So I've got to completely make up like this whole fake devil worshipping cult thing and all of that, because obviously I don't want to manifest anything into real life, so I've got to come up with, completely. But it means that I get to do things like have people like walking up the walls backwards and scuttling into the corner like little spiders because all their limbs all, think Evil Dead. Oh my God, I loved Evil Dead. Evil Dead, like some of the greatest movies ever. And Ash just made it. Bruce Campbell just, without Bruce Campbell, the Evil Deads wouldn't be anywhere near what they are. But see, I grew up with horrors and that, so I'm very particular about my horror movies and that. They're dear to me. So because I want to be the queen of Halloween. So yes, I'm thinking I might call this Priest's movie um, unorthodox or unorthodoxy, because he's an Orthodox priest, and then he goes off and like unravels this whole. But I have to come up with like who's he fighting, who's he up against. Like I've got to come up with a whole thing for him. But then that also ties into Holy War the movie. You see? So it's like just by me changing the sex of the quantum menace, it's like unlocked all these things that have kind of like one seed has all those roots have gone off based off that one seed. So that's like the quantum menace. That's three movies that have then branched off into two separate movies, but where they kind of have something to do with each other. So it's like a whole franchise thing just on the quantum menace. So it's exciting. So I can't wait to get out of here so that I can go somewhere where I can sit with my laptop and that and just spend my days just changing everything, because I've got to change everything about the quantum menace around now. Well, I mean, just changing her name to his and, that sort of thing, but changing the pronouns and that. But I'm going to have to change like her whole lifestyle because she, yeah, so gosh, I'm so excited. I've created a lot. I've been sitting here in my little bubble, just waiting for the news that I can finally leave, and yeah, minding my own business, just putting the finishing touches on all my little projects and that, so that when I can finally get out of here and get to a place where I can plug my laptop in and get all my documents and stuff up, that I can sit and redo everything, because I've got a lot to do writing wise, but I can do it though. I mean, it doesn't take me very long to. I can knock out 3 or 4 chapters of Andre's Dragon in a day if I'm left alone. But I would mostly write at night and get up really, really early in the morning. So yeah, I want to go somewhere. I wish I could just go somewhere where I could watch the leaves change, have a log fire, have pots of soup on the go, have the boys just milling about in their warm jimmy jams and that, just going for walks, and oh, then I could write and then maybe watch it snow and then put up a Christmas tree and Christmas decorations. No, I don't know. I want to be watching the leaves change. Then I can sit and write with a fireplace. Got to have a fireplace. Windows where I can see the seasons change. And then I can just write. I've got a lot to write, but because it's all in my head, it's basically just typing it all out. Like I already know what I'm going to say. I already know everything. It's all there. I've just got to get it out. but I need to have internet and that to because I need to download my Google Docs and all of that, because that's where I've got all my stories and that saved. So I don't have tinterwebs. I don't have like a TV or broadband or anything like that. So I would like to go somewhere and get all of this written up, because then as well, when I do find a crew and we can hit the road and start advertising, to bring people out from far and wide to show their talents for Russia's got the talent idol. Um, it's all there ready to go up on the website, so we can say to people, go to the website, see if there's any parts you think you might be able to do. Here's the lines, here's the this. Like, it's all there ready to go. It's all typed up. I can type it up, someone can type it up more specialer, get the website set up, and then when we're starting to put it out that we're looking for the talent in that, it's all there ready to go. We can just direct them to the website. And then we'll say, we're hitting the road on blah, 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 and yeah, and these are the dates of where we're going to be and the towns and all of that. And yes, I'm probably going to need like a tour manager. I'm definitely going to need a personal assistant. I'm going to need probably a couple of security. I'm going to need some camera people. I'm going to need some sound people, editing, like pretty much a small production crew to put it all up on my channel. I'll start a whole new channel, and I'll get my radio station up and running as well. So I'll need to get people to come and set all that up in my house, and I'll need to employ a couple of people, get all that done, and then while I'm waiting for everything else to, once I find a location and that, like somewhere where I want to buy, I've got everybody practicing and rehearsing in the background. So come open day, I need to, oh God, I'm hoping that place is still for sale. I'm too scared to look. But at the same time, I've also prepared myself for the fact that it might not even be, like once I actually look at it, it might not be what I'm hoping it's going to be. So there are other places to look at. I know the perfect place is out there waiting for me to turn it into the foundation. But in the meantime, before I've got all hands on deck and, I've got people doing everything so I can do what I've got to do, before all of that, we'll just get the radio station and start doing these auditions. Even I have to put off making my shows. I can put off making my shows. My eye in the sky and all that. I can put off doing all that. So, got to get bums on seats. So, yes. So, there we go. So, I have been a busy bee. Busy creative bee. Just keeping my head down, minding my own business. Trying not to, because I know what's coming. This is the calm before the storm. I know what's coming for Great Britain. Like, I know what's coming, and I'm bracing myself, because I don't think the Labour government quite know what's about to hit them. I don't think Starmer knows what's about to hit them. Yeah, there's a storm coming, and it's headed straight for Keir Starmer and Number 10. And yeah, so I'm just pretending like I'm not seeing it. And yeah, everybody involved in what happened to me is going to get all caught up in a thing. So I'm just keeping my head down and just writing, because I know at the end of it, when my feet touch the ground again, because I feel like I'm Dorothy's house in the Wizard of Oz in that hurricane at the moment. So I'm just waiting for the house to land on the Wicked Witch of the West. And then I can hand in all my paperwork to the visa people and say, please let me in. And they say, okay. So I'm just having a sip of my coffee. So I'm just keeping my head down and I'm just writing. I really, in an ideal world, I could already have like 100 people ready to go by the time I landed. Yep, just tell me what you need and I'll get it done for you. Okay, I need construction, I need this, I need that, and just point everyone, and then I can go and do the auditions and find the kids. Find a property, advertise, go out, look for the kids, and then just write, because Russia looks very big. And yeah, I don't think it's the sort of thing we're going to be able to cross in a day or two. So while we're on the road, I need to keep myself busy. While we stopped and packed up and all of that, I need to keep myself busy because I'll be inspired a lot. So, especially if I'm learning about folklores and mythologies, and so it'll give me plenty of time to get everything written up, and then I'll have all my writing people there, so we can have Zoom calls and that to discuss storylines, and I want to get cracking. Oh, I'm just getting excited. I'm even more excited now about what I've created with the Quantum Menace than I ever did when she was a girl. It's just my nephew. I went to him and I said, like, because he loves all those sort of movies. He's got like his man cave and he's literally got like an old video recorder and videotapes. He goes around to all the charity shops and all the um, car boots and flea markets and that in Australia. And yeah, he buys all the videotapes and he's just like hundreds. His man cave's like a blockbuster. And I said to him, like, what would be the ultimate action movie for you? And he started talking. I was like, oh my God, so and so. And he goes, oh, I was just thinking that. And then I said what he was typing at the exact same time. And he was like, whoa. He said, you literally just said everything that I was typing. And yeah, and then it just grew from there. And what I've created is so much better than what I had. And it's almost like that was the block. By lifting that block and just changing one little thing, it's just like fallen out. So it's going to be our little version of like the John Wick series, or the Bourne Identity, but where every movie is a different genre. Everything we do has to be a different genre. So yeah, gives the kids variety. Oh my God, I can't wait. It's like that's why it just didn't, something didn't click. It just didn't click. And just by changing that one thing, not only did it click, but it unlocked like a whole combination of things that was like, oh, how did I not see that before? And I wrote that comic. I came up with the idea of the Quantum Menace before I think I was even pregnant with Thomas. And I had him in 2009. Just like, oh yeah, a person, if you were a superhero, what would you be? And I was like, oh, I think I'd like to be invisible. I said, but like where I got to jump through time, like instead of just being invisible, and this time I could be invisible like throughout time, sort of thing. And then I was one day we were having the conversation. I was like, yeah, I'd be the Quantum Menace. I said because like I'd be all like quantum-y. I said, but because I'm an arsehole, I'd be a menace. I'd be like the menace to society. I'd be the menace to the mayor and the sheriff and the this and the that, because I'd be getting them into trouble because I'd be expecting them to do their job and stuff. So, like, and that's where it all just came from there. And then I actually wrote it down, 2015. But I came up with it, I'm pretty sure, before I even had my boy. And then he ended up helping me write a lot of it. Like, he created Meltdown. So, yeah, wow. It's been a very productive last couple of days. I'm just keeping myself to myself. I'm not really getting involved with anyone or anything because I just can't be around any of that sort of, yeah, anyway. So I'm going to go. I had to let you know because it's so exciting. So now the time jumping detective is now a sci-fi. Going to be like a sci-fi. Our action movie is going to be Quantum Menace 1. Our superhero movie is going to be Quantum Menace 2. And our supernatural occult devil worshipping horror movie is going to be Quantum Menace 3. Off that will be Unorthodox, the religious, the horror movie that's kind of like a horror thriller sort of thing where I'm just going to go so twisted with it. Just like I'm just going to go really twisted with it because it'll give the kids who want to get involved in like movie makeup and stage makeup and that, like I want to give everyone a variety. If they want to learn to get into making movies and that, especially if it's like studio makeup and costume makeup and special effects makeup and that sort of thing, I want to be able to give them a variety. So, it's not just about learning to do a good gunshot wound to the head, it's also about, disembowelment and, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, I can go all out with it. And then, of course, from there is Holy War the movie, which is a comedy, like an action comedy. So, yeah. And obviously, when I'm out on the road, I will be looking for investors too. But obviously, good, honest ones. Like, they won't be able to pull the wool over my eyes. I'll have people who I'll have people who will be like the front row. They'll be like the front door. Anyone coming near me will have to go through my people. So hopefully my people will be able to spot someone who's a bit dodgy, wanting to get their finger in something that they have no business being involved in. Like I don't want blooming drug cartels and all that getting their hands anywhere near investing in my whatever it is I'm doing. They've got to be like, I would honestly would prefer my investors to be people like the ones that own like the local bakery that's been going for 80 years than to have Walmart people turn up and say, hey, no thank you. Yeah. I'd rather it just be like local businesses and just like normal people invest and have it be people like bloody Bill Gates and that. Because, people like him wouldn't be getting anywhere near what I'm doing. So, anyway, so I'm going to go. So, I had to tell you because it's getting very exciting. Sitting here surrounded by candles and fake autumn leaves and wreaths with little fake pumpkins on it and that, and it's just, oh, I wish you could feel it. It's so magical. I feel like I'm sitting inside the sprinkles of a magic wand. Like I'm sitting inside magic fairy dust. So I'm going to go and I shall speak to you later. I'll keep you posted. Ka kite anō. Mwah.